It is the 25th of Methane of Samrad, and it is raining outside. In fact, when the winds and the rain came this time, it came fierce, and it doesn't seem like it's going to end. You can tell that traveling in the wilderness, anything you try to do out there is going to be difficult, and in mud and visibility and wind, and 76 degrees Fahrenheit, sometimes storms off and on, 63 at night. Father Bloombad is the caller tonight. Do you want to gather at the Bristleback Inn to discuss your plans and to gather any rumors and organize for the adventure, or do you want to go to the Hound's Lodge?
Let's go to the Bristleback. We've been...
All right.
It'll give us a chance to meet those dudes, the serrated blades.
Jagged. Well, yeah,
Oh.
whatever.
Jagged blades. Right, that was it.
Jagged blades.
The rusty knives, something like that.
So, the Bristleback Inn. It's been some time since you've came here. In fact,
I do live here, so there's that.
I guess royal you, the generalized
Sure.
you. But yes, Dalton has paid rent for like a year. But for the rest of you who have homes or temples to sleep in and barracks and lodges and stuff, you're reminded of the stained smell and stench of the waterlogged heavy oaken beams of this place. And despite Zelkor's surge in wealth and size, perhaps the greatest in its history, burgeoning to a point where it's ready to expand outward into the surrounding countryside, should heroes secure it for them. This place remains as rustic as ever, with simple wooden and clay mugs with a simple and plain ale served all around, and porridge and bread and salted pork tonight. And when you come in to the Bristleback Inn tonight, it's the night before. It's raining outside. Let me put that up. Ah. You can hear the rain beating off the roof outside. You can see in here people who, you've come to recognize some of these people, but you don't know their names. There's workers here. And some of the workers you probably know by individual characters. Your characters would know them. But as far as adventurers, you see none present. Except for one person who is having a drink with Ailish at a table. It's clear that they also are of that sort, of that type, that study esoteric and strange things. And apart from that, we see no one here. The Hound's Lodge breaks even because of the cost of mercenaries. And that's it. What do you do, Father Bloombad?
I don't know. Do we want to talk to the one stranger? Have we seen him before or no?
This is the stranger with Ailish.
Is it the one guy that was here last time? The other wizard type?
You have,
Oh yeah, where is that guy?
you've never seen this person before, actually.
Oh, okay.
I'll detect evil.
Okay. They, not only are they not evil, you sense that they have a pure heart. A pure and good heart.
We'll share this with companions.
Was this person a man or a woman? What does he look like?
It's a man, and they have kind of how do I describe this? Greasy hair with a receding hairline and sharp features, a seemingly permanent scowl both in their eyes and in their mouth. It looks like he is constantly worried. He wears a what do you call it? A cowl and otherwise robes, and also carries a purse, which, Agnes, when you look at it, it's obvious that it has a large book in it.
I'll walk up to him.
Okay.
Walk up to the table with him and Ailish.
What do you say? Well, first of all, let me go back to Father Blingbad. Is everybody going to go kind of chat with Ailish and this other person?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ailish sees you there, and she says, "Oh, hello, my friends. Come, pull up a seat. Join us.
Hi.
This is this is my friend Luke, and he has traveled here by my request because he is a specialist."
What kind of specialist?
He answers. He clears his throat and he says, I also specialize in writing and runes, symbols, languages, and
I had to answer a phone. So if anything happened, fill me in later.
okay.
Gotcha.
And so Irish and I have worked together in the past, and she sent me a missive, and I journeyed here. Took several weeks. It's not easy to get to this place, so far away on the edge of Albion.
How was your travels? Were they safe?
Oh, thank you for asking. No, they were not safe at all. In fact, 2 people perished on the ferry ride here. It's
Ferry?
It's not easy
That
to
is
get
unusual.
here. Yes.
Normally, like, I wouldn't be surprised to hear about a death on the, like, over land, but over the ferry, that's novel. I've yet to. This is the first I've heard of such a thing happening.
Well,
How did this come to pass?
as we got closer, there were beasts in the water. Something that had pulled people who were, well, frankly, crewmen, I suppose, of the ferry captain that were having a bit too much fun. They got close to the water, something pulled them in. We never saw them again.
Water creature is interesting.
I have to look at where these things are.
Yeah, we have not encountered anything like that so far.
Well, we stayed away from water pretty much, haven't we?
Probably a wise decision, it seems.
I wonder if the fisher folk have seen anything of this
I think.
creature.
Where did the
Yes.
creature come from? The river or the ocean?
The river.
Okay.
We've sailed past the banks.
Where did you come from?
Oh, I come from Daylight, the city in Eirain, in the Western Isle, far to the west of here.
So, What is the problem that Ailish needed you to help with?
Ailish says, "Oh, it's not a problem, Magnus. It's actually, I saw it as an opportunity with the things that we had discovered. I hope you don't mind, but I do trust Luke, and I've worked with him for a long time, and so some of the symbols, some of the things that you found, Father Caden, on weapons, the dagger, the symbols found on the helmet. I had tried to gather this information to see if he could help piece together some what could be happening."
Oh, all well and good. Will he be accompanying us?
Ailish looks at him. He's like, "Accompanying you? What? Accompany you where?"
That sounds like a no. We sometimes bring guests along with us in our expeditions into the wilderness, seeking fortune and treasure and sacred lore, so on. Most of the time, they come back alive.
You joke and you smile, and he frowns even further, and he says,
Don't blame him. It's not a very good joke.
"I don't want to disturb you with this, but I have to be honest with you that is what I had heard when I came here."
Yes.
We're trying to get better at it.
Well, it's a dangerous business.
We are each called to it by circumstances, and some see fit to join us, and others do not. And those who do not, I can see no flaw in their logic.
Ailish has
And
told me
yet-
that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, continue.
Ailish has told me that you've seen all sorts of strange things in the Dungeon of Graves, where the Army of Light disappeared 2 centuries ago. I suppose if you well, of course you'll survive. I believe you will. And
Thank you.
when you do, I think you'll find even stranger things. No one knows what happened to the Army of Light.
That's one thing we seek to find out.
To your question, John, when you look around the tavern, as I said, no one else is here. At this point, you have an eye to recognize somebody who would be willing to go into Rappan Athuk. Someone who is, or even into the wilderness or onto the roads. You know people who are sell swords, and you see none here.
Yes, I don't know where these jagged blades are, if they exist.
That's a good point. Ailish, do you know anything about the jagged blades? We keep hearing about them, but we keep not seeing them.
Oh, yes. They were here several days ago. They come in, overpay for food, pay for everyone's drink, and everyone sings songs of their glory and tales of the things they find in Rappan Athuk.
Good for them.
What kind of tales have they told of Rappan Athuk?
Oh, tales of battle against strange creatures.
Anything specific?
Treasure. Well, yes. Nice. That's a good question. Let me look. Because yeah, they would have.
They seem to come when we are not here.
2 things that they have talked about are like people, but changed in some way, and also people that are long dead but have animated and come back, and they say that they fought that, and one other one because they will have seen this, but those 2 might cover it.
Well, perhaps they are legit.
They've also mentioned flying beasts, like insects, but massive, and also changed, not normal, like like something like a butterfly, but with razors for a face. Horrifying tales. Some of their tales are tales of how they've fought them off and only could barely escape. They're thrilling stories and songs, really. She smiles.
Oh, I'm glad they keep coming back alive.
Well, they also have somewhat of a reputation. Oh, forgive me. She's embarrassed.
No, it's fine.
Uh,
We, no one who walks into the Dungeon of Graves does so believing they do so without risk. It carries the name right on its chest.
but yes,
That's what that means.
yes, they they
Look at my intelligence.
they come back with treasure and song and they bring a lot of cheer to the tavern.
I'm glad of that.
Perhaps they're not something we need to concern ourselves with then.
She goes back to eating.
Yeah, I have no more questions about them.
Well, a pleasure to meet you, Luke.
Likewise. Wait.
Yes,
Sorry. Yes.
and I assume that you give your names or you introduce yourselves. He says, "Yes,
Yes.
it's good to meet you all as well. And may the light protect you in that foul place."
Yes,
Also
we need
you.
lights protection. As you.
Looks like we're done here, huh?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, you all can always take time to gather rumors and information. Always.
Yeah, actually-
anytime you ever want to do that.
I'm actually very interested in any kind of rumors from specifically the Fisher folk, because I want to know if there's been any other reports of strange occurrences in that direction. I'm also interested in finding out if there are from any, Odo, if there's been any kind of unrest in the forest, change in the unrest, I guess, because there's always been unrest, but a change in the unrest.
Yeah, and I usually like to. I feel like I can probably simply answer those, but in
However you want.
yeah, no, but in doing that, that being said, I do. I consider it a very valid and, for me, one of my favorite parts of gameplay. So I'll answer those questions, but don't think I don't enjoy. I do enjoy actually the sanctuary, the settlement part. So if you all have like things that you want to investigate and people you want to talk to and ask questions to, think about it and then bring it to the caller next, in that session, or bring it up to the group and chat. But anyways, to those two questions.
How's the horse thing been going, by the way? Did you guys get any more horses or sales of horses?
It's once per month.
Oh, okay.
But
Oops, there
the-
goes again with
the-
the mic thing. Crap. I don't know what does this.
We can only sell them once a month?
After I asked, everything went silent. Now I got sound.
can you hear us, Dan?
Yeah, now I can.
Okay. Your two questions are really simple, though, I think, because there's something important of note. There's this path, and there's a kind of a fisher camp right here. This is very transient. It hasn't kind of turned into like a settlement yet. That, and also it's part of this tributary. It's not part of the actual river. And where this happened to the ferry is somewhere along the river, and the approach into Zelcor's. The second thing you asked is also pretty simple. Is just like the woods have been at peace. People have not seen creatures and things. Let me look and just make sure, but. Yeah. No attacks and no weird sightings.
Okay.
You can also, I actually made a rumor table. You can also, like, just ask people what's going on, and you
Well,
can
yeah,
get-
and that's what
not you
be.
not you in particular,
Yeah.
but the reason I bring this
Yeah.
up is John was like, "Where do I ask this? Do I do it in role playing?
Yep.
Do I do it here?" And the answer for gathering rumors is always in gameplay, if possible, because I love it. It's a favorite aspect of gameplay. Anyways, Father Bloombad, you all gather your horses and equipment the next morning. The rain is beating down outside. It is hard to see. The rain stings your eyes. And it's humid underneath your armor and your layers of wool and cloak, perhaps oiled, to try to withstand this. It will be slow going in the sludge, even on the road with horses.
We'd probably just take the road instead of doing the sweep since the mud.
I wonder if we could wait and see if it lets up, or just a question.
Evil's not going to smite itself.
That's fair.
You could wait, yeah, but yeah, Father Bloombad, okay, he's like, no,
Yeah.
we're going in the.
Magnus agrees.
Okay. About waiting or about
No.
Well, as long as we stick to the road, that sounds fine.
let's see here. You make it about this far, and the visibility worsens. And the road stretches on this way and this way. It also becomes nightfall. What do you do? It's been about 8 hours in the stinging, blowing winds and howling winds and rain outside.
Should we make for that dilapidated cabin?
How far away would that be, based on my memory as a, like, ranger type guy? Actually, I don't think Dalton's seen it.
No.
That's the last guy.
Does having a ranger help with any?
May have seen
I've
it
never
once
been there,
when we
man.
went down the road, right?
Yeah.
You want to stay on the road and keep going in the dark?
Let's camp. Like, look at this weather. No one else is going to be running around this weather either. We're not going to get bushwhacked. Probably.
Probably not. Probably.
What do you think, Father Bloombad?
Yeah, let's find a camping spot.
This is, I think, I know how to do.
It you try to arrange your lean-tos against the blowing sideways torrent of rain and wind. Try to just shield yourself as best you can to get what sleep you can. As you're beginning to set it up, Dalton, roll a d6.
So happy to have
Maybe
you
there
here,
is
Dalton.
someone out there. Maybe there's someone is out there. Well, sorry guys.
You got
Oh,
There's
right.
nobody out there.
Oh wow!
It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm sure nothing bad will happen. I'm definitely not about to be eaten.
Nope. I mean, there's only one chance in 6 that it could be something happening.
A
16.6 repeating percent of the time. Works every
a
time.
large number of figures suddenly is just out. So probably what happens is you manage to actually get set up for camp, and then just as that's happening, you can see in the gloom, in the mists and in the dark, there are all these shuffling figures in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
Fall.
Humanoid?
They are humanoid.
Do they move like living creatures or like staggering dead corpses?
Given that the wind is like gale force and how bad the weather is, that's hard to tell.
True.
Are they small people or?
Humanoid.
Human size. Okay.
Yeah.
I propose that we parlay for opener, but
Yeah, I
not in
could-
a super cuddly way.
Turn them just to see if they are undead.
It's not a bad thought.
What do you say
That's a
when you
really funny way to open up a parlay.
Yeah, that is a funny way to open a parlay.
First, you can roll to see what your result would be. Have that ready.
2d10, right?
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, I guess I could help you with that.
Pretty low.
And then 2d6, which of whatever.
Well.
It's probably just with this wind, your voice can't even bellow out, and it's being carried off by the wind. You're trying to hold your cloak up as you hold your symbols against these things. What is it that you say?
I hold my holy symbol out and say, "By the light, those that move in the darkness be turned, flee."
The figures shuffle towards you quickly.
Okay. It doesn't look like they're undead.
Draw sword, halt and be recognized.
Okay, you draw out your sword and yell it out, and they stop. And someone yells back, "Please, please help us!"
You there,
Okay.
come forward.
They come forward, and there are over a dozen people shivering in the cold and the rains and the wind. And one of them, a man, he has curly hair and sunken cheeks and wild eyes. He looks cold. He says, "Oh, thank the light. Oh, thank the light. We found the hounds of the pine were saved. We were out working, but we didn't make it back in time. We got turned around. We were trying to transport the wood back to help dry it out. Lost cause, if you ask me. But we were sent out here to try to get what we could. Try to recover tools from the camp, from the wood camp. We tried to make it what we thought was towards Zelkor's, but we're obviously lost."
You're not so far. We are only about 1 day's march away.
"Oh, that's 1 day in the Forest of Hope, in horrible wind and rain and darkness. Can we join you all, please?"
Please, join us.
Brothers, have you examined their heart?
Gonna detect evil.
Yeah, I can't.
All right, you detect evil, and these appear to be common folk.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
I'm glad someone's more paranoid than me.
Mm-hmm. Do I recognize any of them? I don't mean that if I don't, they're obviously villains. I'm just saying, do I recognize any of them? Are they
No,
people from...
you don't recognize them, but
Okay.
that's not too surprising because there's
Yeah.
there's almost starting to be sort of this class specialization of labor kind of thing going on, where there
Yeah.
are a type of people who are more likely to be out and be woodcutters or be in labor camp work in camps or colonies for the village. So anyways, these do seem to be those folks. Some of them are young people that are accompanying them. There are a few women. Most of them are men from the village, and they join your campsite, and they don't really have anything. They just huddle together to try to stay warm. But he says, "My name is Dalibor. I'm very grateful to you. We've heard stories about what you've done. I wasn't here when the battle took place last season, but I was one of the people that had fled Eastreach over 1.5 years ago now. I thought my life was over. I owe you everything."
You're welcome. I didn't do any of this, right? Like, this was all you guys.
Yes, perhaps we should escort them back to town tomorrow if the weather doesn't let up.
Could probably find their own way back.
Oh.
If the weather lets up, sure.
If the weather
If
lets
the weather
up.
lets up, yeah.
Because I think from what we're hearing,
Callers.
Let's just wait and see what the morning brings.
yep, forest hasn't been too bad. So think assuming the weather's clear, this should be good. But if it's not, then yeah, I agree. We should probably take it back.
They can share in the night watch duties also.
True. Not like any of us are going to get much sleep.
Yeah,
This
I'll let them
weather.
use my tent.
Oh, okay. Yeah, some of them have a tent then, and they're very grateful, that this... one of the leaders of Zelkor's Ferry, at least from their point of view, is actually surrendering their tent. They almost insist that you not do it, but they eventually listen to you. It is a miserable night. Not cold so much just from temperature, but loss of temperature because of just being absolutely sodden, and not having a break. It's like you're swimming out here. You'll have -2 to checks just as long as this is going on, until you can get dry and not be buffeted by wind and everything. It's hard to even tell through the watches of the night, the passage of time, the rise of the sun is not even entirely clear because the rain does not let up at all. But Dalton, roll another d6.
Oh, for the love of piss. This accursed city. This accursed forest. Oh, for the double.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
That's
Second,
real
I blame
bad.
the weather. I'm
Oh, that's
blaming the
bad.
weather.
Oh, that's good.
Let's see how bad it is.
That's good. Okay.
We need to know the watches? Because I found out I'm on, I think I'm on, wait, I forgot now. I was
It's
either on
6.
first or last.
Just roll a d6.
Let me just
Randomly pick.
reiterate what I just heard. Oh, that's real bad. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, maybe, I don't think you all can see my roll. I'm keeping it a secret. And roll
No. No,
Okay,
that's
yeah,
why
good.
It's funnier
That's
that way.
fine.
Okay. All right. You are. Who is on the last watch? This is what it comes down to.
I'll take last watch.
Let's take a, well, let's set that up next time and scribble it somewhere so we don't have to keep.
Yeah.
Father Bloombad. It is impossible to see. It is impossible to have gotten sleep. It's impossible to try to stay awake. It is miserable. It is hard to tell the difference between being awake and asleep right now in these conditions. As you look out, being on watch seems almost pointless. You look and something, like you think you see something moving. The trees nearby are moving, and then you hear and one of the old rotten trees actually crashes in the forest. You think for a second, oh, maybe something's out there, and then you realize that happens. And so you try to train your eyes out on the distance as best you can. And you must have either dozed off, or it must be that bad. But all of a sudden, something kicks your leg.
You had one job.
Really hard. And you hear, and then like the ground near you crashes, and you hear a bunch of voices all around you. And then all the civilians, they get up and they wake in the rain. They all start screaming. They start running around.
But be still, everyone. Calm down.
They
We will protect you.
they're not calming down. They're losing it. And then there's these big hulking figures among them. What do y'all do?
I'm
Sleep
Believe.
On what?
on the big hulking creatures.
Okay.
anything tall, go to bed.
Okay.
I stick my head out of my tent at all the noise, and I cast sleep.
Because he just wants to sleep.
Do they have? Does it? I'm trying to think of how this would.
I center it on, they're big and hulking. I assume one of them's.
I'm gonna complicate this for you. Some of them are
Okay.
gonna fall asleep, but there's some problems. You just woke up. You're getting up and you're trying to do it right away. This is something that takes, usually it happens at the end of a round, which is not that long, but you're trying to do it. And then the other thing is, usually you describe trying to kind of cast some sand. Now this might have like a magical thing that people around you don't understand, right? all this to say, you can still do it, but make a wisdom check at a -2. And this will determine how it affects how many people. And then you can do your regular, you can roll your dice.
Oh, you're gonna
See how many
sleep
hit
the
dice.
people?
Maybe.
Okay, so you failed the check. Okay. So basically, roll
Wait,
the
hang on a second. Oh, it's a wisdom save. Right, sorry. Right. Never mind.
wisdom save, and then roll the check, but you'll take half the result in this absolute chaos. Another thing that's happening is these things are all spread out. You're not sure where they are. You're not sure where to do this. People are running around and slamming into you. People are tripping over you. It's crazy.
Yeah. So, what's the hit dice?
I love the screaming.
Okay, let me do it this way. Sorry. Okay, I think it's gonna have to work like this. This is fascinating to me. It's one hit die for these people. Fascinating.
Oh, that's good.
All right. It's an odd number. Round up or down.
Round up.
Okay, 5 is the result.
5. Okay. Several of them thump loudly, splashing in the mud. Bodies fall, but more of them are yelling. It all comes down to Actually, I'll let you all. It's clear that more of them are still awake.
You know what? Hold person.
I have one more casting of it too.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and resolve that and see how that goes. You'll also do this at half result. This might fix it. So let's see.
The sleep or the whole person?
The sleep, because if the sleep works, it don't matter.
Yeah. Okay.
5 more.
Okay. Yeah, that's not enough either. Okay, hold person. That's enough. All right.
What's I forget
They get-
2d4.
They get saved for hold person. I think.
It's fine. They're held. So 2 of them are held. A bunch of them have fallen asleep. And meanwhile, everybody is just going crazy. What do you do?
I'm gonna go see what they are.
All right, you go over to them, and you have seen something like this before. But this is what appears to be a large person, but whose features are misshapen and contorted and mutated. Some of them have snouts and tusks, and are more muscular. Some hunched over. They appear to be mutated partially. This sort of looks like what happened to Anne and her people.
We never saw Anne.
Who was Anne
Never
again?
met Anne.
I thought you did.
He did. I think.
I saw like a tail or something, I thought. But I never saw her face or anything.
Oh, never mind. You've never seen Anne. Yeah, these look like people have been mutated and twisted. I thought you did, specifically, but
Trying to calm everybody down.
I saw
I'm
something,
gonna-
but I didn't see the face.
yeah. Okay.
I'll let him try to calm people down first before I try what I'm going to try.
All right. So this is bound to create a catastrophe, so I'm going to create a task chain here. Anyone with a good charisma score, it's going to be 3 of them can make a charisma save. Maybe Caden, Magnus, and
Allard.
I don't have good charisma.
oh, I thought you had.
That
You
was
can
I have a 15.
You can still do it. Go for it.
a 7? Okay.
Yeah. This is to roll a d20 to get past your saving throw number. So you succeed.
Yeah.
You fail. You need 1 more success, and then I'm going to make a 2d6 reaction on the. Oh, you failed. Okay, that's a 1. So here's the.
It's actually a 2, but hey, whatever.
So you're trying to calm
Wait a
people
second.
down.
Right?
And
Wait a second, that may not have been right. How do you do roll?
No, you did it. Well, actually,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Because
Hold
it's
on.
not right. 1 + 1 is not 1. So I didn't do
Oh.
it right. How do you do the roll command?
Put D1 D20. It's just one
Oh.
D20.
Oh, God. Okay.
Yeah, okay, yeah. You can use the, you don't have to type it.
Oh, okay.
You can
Well,
use the toolbar on the left. I don't know. But, okay, all
Oh, I
right.
see it now.
Anyway.
I see it.
All right,
Yep, I
so
failed anyway.
I'm going to see how some of the kind of the frantic civilians, I'm going to see how they react. And then there's a chance that some of these people are going to get woken up. So that's what it comes down to. Okay, good news. The it takes time. It takes time, but the chaos eventually dies down, and Dalbor is able to kind of do a head count for all his people. He knows where everybody is. Everybody's calmed down, although everyone's shaking. He says to Father Bloombad, "What do we do? What are these things? What is that?"
Take their arms from them.
Okay, yeah, you disarm them. Yeah.
Do we have enough rope to bind them? Because again, I keep thinking there has to be some utility in having hostages that we can use for negotiation or interrogation or whatever.
Kill them all.
Eliminate.
Fine.
What were you going to say, John?
It said exterminate.
Okay, got 2 votes for killing, 1 not kill.
These are chaos creatures.
They didn't
So
attack us,
They
right?
are, yeah.
I say they're, we are there to exterminate the chaos creatures. We have not heard that we can co-live with them. Nothing I've ever heard to that extent. So why would you leave them? Everyone you leave kills somebody else.
I didn't say leave them. I said keep them hostage for interrogation.
We got a majority to kill them, but Father Bloombad, to answer your question, no, they did not attack you. No one was
So they
hurt.
didn't attack us. Let's wake one of them up and interrogate him.
Okay,
So,
so
I'm up.
bind him and wake him up and
Yeah.
everything, and you do that, and he's like, actually, I got to get this ready here.
All right, they didn't attack. Sorry,
I know.
could be different.
It could be from ants.
You wake him up, and he's like, he speaks in this like harsh, guttural language.
Magnus, do you speak this?
It's not serpent language, is it?
No.
It's not its own language I speak.
Not chaos.
I can
I don't think.
just make
It's
sure
not
that
a
I'm
Norse
not
language, and I don't know what
crazy
my
here.
other language is.
I'm just kidding.
Let's see. Table below. Oh, where's the table below?
Uh-oh.
Allows a character to speak as shown on table below. Oh, here we go. Blah, blah, blah. This one. Oh, it doesn't actually. Does anyone speak Drunic or Chaos? No.
Yes.
Oh, you do. You speak Drunic. This
Speak
is
Chaos.
this is a somewhat you can make out, almost like as if it's hard to understand what they're saying. It'd be like if I heard someone speaking in Italian or Latin. I could make out bits of it. There would be a common form I could recognize, but I definitely wouldn't just understand what they were saying.
Well, can I make out any bits?
Yeah. He says you can hear, basically a plea not to kill him and his brothers.
He's begging for his life. The life of his men here.
Do
Typical,
we have
really.
anyone?
To
does
make
know
to
language?
make matters even worse, killing asleep people and an unarmed, bound creature would be an act of chaos. You would get a chaos point.
Sigh.
All right, so
Okay.
let's not sleep anybody anymore.
Listen, here's my
You're gonna
proposal.
kill 'em.
No, hang on. Here's my proposal. Before we start like removing the liabilities, we have people back at Zelkor's Ferry who can speak to these things. I would bet my right hand that Ulman Dark knows their language. If we can attempt to get these guys to respect our territorial claims, that would be better for everyone, because then we can stop massacring them and they can stop trying to get in massacres with us. But I also kind of want to get that taken care of quickly, so like, how do we feel about just like fast forwarding our way back to Zelkor's Ferry and seeing if that works? And if it doesn't, whatever, I'll behead them. I'm really good at that. It's like the one thing I'm super good at.
Let's tie him up.
Yeah.
What kind of weapons did they have?
Important question.
They have crude, sharp things that are. It's primitive. They're just tied and tarred and to like just chunks of metal that have been sharpened and turned into bludgeons, and this is like Mad Max stuff.
They've salvaged this iron. They don't forge it themselves.
Right.
Did we ask them what they intended when they came into our camp?
I don't think we have that much like communication.
I will attempt it.
Okay.
You know, what mean you here? Something like that.
Okay. Let's leave this to rolls. Let's leave this to like rolls. Since I think
What proof could they possibly give, though, in the amount of language they got?
you know it's iffy.
Let's find out.
Yeah. So let's make it.
I expect a
And
lie.
you might have a couple more dependent. You know, like that kind of to get more out. But this will. Let's do an intelligence save.
I mean, if they say something like eat you.
Yeah,
All right,
why
now-
would they? They have to be real dumb.
Would it
They might
be
be really
a?
dumb.
Can I claim a wizard's or magic user's bonus on this one?
Well, no, it's not. So in this game, every check is a save. It's all to.
Well, but the
Yes,
well that failed
I'm
anyway.
sorry.
But
If
there's
it's a-
a categories of things that certain classes get bonuses to. It doesn't. It just says spells, ones, and staves. But I figured anyway. It doesn't matter. I rolled a 1, so it's sort of.
I'm interested. Yeah, I don't see anything, but that's okay. Yes, and that one. So this is what I think happens. First of all, it is hard to talk at all right now with the wind and the rain and everything. It's still really miserable, and just talking to someone else would be hard. So you have to get close to this thing, and you say in Drunic.
Uh-oh.
And I think Father Bloombad and Father Caden, you can feel something awful when Magnus speaks this thing, when it comes out of his mouth. And you have to get close to his face, and he does talk, but he speaks in this really aggressive way, just like wah wah, and you vomit from like the breath coming out of him, and the spittle. It's horrible.
Here's
Ugh.
Providence Magnus.
The hope of trying to get something out of this situation is really bad right now. It's just probably not gonna. It's not gonna happen.
That's
We could just,
occupational hazard. Take no notice.
Yeah,
Is
he's
that bad?
his
Escort them.
face is kind of like not symmetrical at all. Like one side's way bigger than the other. He's got a pig snout.
Yeah.
He's got one tusk. His teeth are in the wrong place. This guy's gnarly.
maybe
Sorry, what
wait
were you
till
saying, Dan?
morning.
No, just every few minutes, complete silence, and then I realized that the headset cut out. I don't
Oh,
know
I'm
what
sorry.
does this.
I hope you can find a fix or get a better headset.
Yeah, I mean, this is a freaking expensive headset.
Isn't it great how little correlation there is between
Yes.
that and reliability?
I know.
I hate
I
that
got
so
this
much.
one for $15 back in 2017.
It's like
I still use it.
I got it. I don't know how much I paid for it because I paid like half price. I think it's like a $290 headset or something like that. Yeah, it's my friend is the what do you call it, CFO of Corsair, so everything's half price on normal
Oh,
equipment.
nice.
Okay, so
So uses discount.
Father Bloombad, what do we do?
Well, it's almost morning anyways, right?
That
was last watch.
It is morning, yes. So you don't lose sleep, thankfully.
Oh, the weather's still bad.
Yes.
We want to march these guys back.
Well, we want to march them back now, right? Yeah.
Yes.
And
I guess we should search them too, see if they have anything else on them.
You're going to try to take them like prisoner?
We'll make a chain.
Okay.
All together. I have one rope. Do you have another rope?
Yeah, Zelkor's Ferry outmans them. There's 12 of them, right?
Yes.
I was gonna say we just let them go.
What? No, we're like
less
1 day away.
from us.
We're 1 day away, and like, if we're going to let them go, we should attempt to establish communication first. And frankly, we should figure out if either we let them go as an attempt to start making actual peace, or we're not going to do that. We just kill them. So we like.
Yeah, we gotta take it back.
Finish the motion.
Yeah,
They didn't
either
attack
get
us,
killed
so
or
I
they
think
go
we
back.
should make an effort.
Yeah, but like, we started it, so.
Yeah, that's what I agree.
They
I think
started
we should bring them back. But
Now-
yeah, letting them go has never been on the table.
I have good news and bad news. The good news is, you know that Zelkor's Ferry is about a 3-hour march. The bad news is that you came here on horses with only 6 of you, and you're coming back with a bunch of civilians, some of them children, and a bunch of tied-up prisoners.
Yep, that's pretty good.
Night falls before you make it back. It is dark outside. I'm switching to Theater of the Mind. Now you do have a ranger. You've got a couple of options, Father Bloombad. You could attempt to march in the dark under Dalton's guidance and do a forced march. You'll have to sleep an extra day. You'll have to take a day off from a forced march.
How far away are we? I mean,
You're a few miles. It's not very far, but it's dark.
say we just force
I'm
march,
sorry,
I
actually,
guess.
it's not even. Yeah, it would be a forced march. Yeah. The other oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, it's not going to be a long one. We might as well just push on through instead of risking another night's freedom.
I agree.
Yeah. Well, plus, it's not like we slept great last night.
Yeah.
Either.
Okay, let's see here.
What is my character's constitution? Actually, my constitution's fairly mediocre. I'm beefy, not sturdy.
And the civilians have their weapons, so
So
can help keep an eye on them.
piece of cake. Nothing could go wrong. Certainly not a third one from Dalton tonight.
No, we can't.
Rolling.
All you got to do is not roll a 1. Nice.
3.
All right.
We escape.
Yeah, Dalton
least
is able to guide you back to Zelkor's Ferry. And
Every time the weather's bad.
you make it back. Still pouring down outside. As you march, actually, let's start with that. You march into the gates. Let's start with coming up to the gates. Come up to the gates of Zelkor's Ferry, and the guards are just like. First of all, they can't see you. Halt! Who is that? You can actually hear bowstrings being drawn.
It's the Hounds of the Pines.
And we come with guests and prisoners.
As soon as you announce yourself just by your own voice, the guards are like, "Open the gates! Open the gates!" Knowing that it's the Hounds of the Pine. And the second gate, the palisade gate, is opened, and you start making your way through the rocky isthmus out to the kind of peninsular island that is Zelkor's Ferry. People look out from their windows, from the tenements and places, into the muddy streets, and they see these hulking, mutated creatures that are bound and strung up in like 12 people. Once you make it into town, Dalibor, he says to Father Bloombad, "Thank you so much. If we hadn't found you by the light's will, these things would have had us. We wouldn't have stood a chance.
Probably.
You're welcome.
He did do most of the work. Most all of it.
Yeah.
Magnus grumpily stumps off to the inn.
Yeah.
You should summon the guy that can talk to these creatures.
All right, I'll go talk to him.
Is there anything that I should do, fathers? Should I? Is there anything that we need to do after? I don't know. I don't know. What do you do when you see these things? Can we just
Find
go
out
home?
soon.
Kill them all! Magnus shouts over his
Yeah,
shoulder.
try to forget about it.
I will tell you more of this in the morning. What things you should know and what things you should forget. For now, sleep. You've had a
Drink
miserable
some
time.
ale.
Yeah,
You've earned a respite.
they start going to their homes. Is there anything that you want to do with Dalibor or his people, or say or ask before they go?
Well, I want to ask them if they had anybody lost along the way that they didn't come back with.
Dalibor checked his people, and he knows that he had 14, and he has 14, so no one was lost.
Good, good.
All right.
Escort quest complete.
It's nice when that happens. All right. I'm gonna go rustle up Almandark and get him out here to assist with this matter.
You go to the hut, and you, I assume you knock. I don't know, whatever, or yell, or whatever you do.
I don't think
No?
we're quite friendly enough for me to just walk into his house. I think
Well-
we're gonna have to knock.
No one answers.
That's weird, right?
Has that ever happened? Not to
Maybe
us.
I'm about to find out if I'm a good enough friend to get away with walking into his house, because I'm gonna try and walk into his house.
Oh, nice.
You walk into his house.
I mean, I'm not gonna do it like silently, but I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna open the door and be like,
Oh my
Hold
God!
on.
Is there a toad standing in his place?
let's find out.
Make a
No, your place is what I meant.
Oh, make a Constitution save, Dalton.
It's a good thing I have a lot of faith in my ability to roll high at critical moments.
I don't. Mine.
What was it?
I may be blasted with chaos.
Okay, you enter, and all of a sudden are just hit with a wave of death and flies. And the second person throws up today. You just spew. This is this horrible smell, and you wipe your vomit off of your mouth, and you look around. The haze of stinging, pouring rain behind you, and then this musk that just fills the air inside the hut. And you look inside, and at first you think, "Oh no, Altman." But then you look in the dark. In fact, actually, it's dark. You probably, do you light a torch or something? I mean, I assume you
I
have
think I would
some
have
means
to in order.
of a lantern or something.
Given that I'm entering a room, do I have a lantern?
There's no light in here, but there's a dead body on a table. And
Oh, I hate when that happens.
ripped open and flies everywhere.
Well, not the flies, but yeah, that happened.
I
in my
light a
kitchen.
torch. Is it Ullman?
Okay, you light a torch. You look in here, and it is not. It's some sort of creature that's been splayed out onto a table, a wooden table, like a chopping board. But instead, it has pins in its limbs, pulling it apart. And it's clear that someone had purposefully, what do you call it, vivisected. They'd cut it open, and they were. And it
Oh,
was
it cut
pulled
out. I'm
back.
leaving it cut out.
And they were looking at what stuff, and it looks like it was like a deer or something. But it just smells awful, like it's been here for a while. And then, of course, this place smells awful all the time. But then you look around; it's not a very big place. No one else is here. No one's here. This is just left like this.
Gross. All right, I gotta be honest. All of this seems completely consistent with him just wandering off and dealing with something. None of this seems unusual for his house, to my mind. But it is unusually untidy.
I once came home, real quick thing, I once came home from outside drinking, friends, blah, 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 came home, the light was flickering because the kitchen light always flickers like it's crazy and it's, flickery and stuff like that. Next thing you know, I see a dead body completely spread out on top of the kitchen table. Like I go, what? And it's like the light's flickering on it like in a horror movie. It was a pig. Apparently my dad was going to do this thing with a pig and burying it in the backyard and everything like that. He didn't feel fit to mention this before I left, that he was going to have a slaughtered pig on the top of the table.
That's exactly what happened here, except this person is already really gross and nasty and the place already smelled.
So it freaked me the hell out when that light flickered on.
All right, I will come back and I will be like, he bailed. I have no idea where Mr. Dark is. He is not in his home. He left an unfinished project there, which is stinking up the place. So he may have had to leave abruptly.
Well, then it looks like Odo's our only choice, right?
Odo might know something, or at least we should tell him about our projects here.
Yeah, we got
Hand him over to him.
You're all... Oh, sorry, go ahead, John.
Just let him do whatever he wants with them.
Yeah, likely so.
You all are out in the pouring rain. What do you do? These things, they're grumbling and they're making a lot of noise too.
I say we take it to him and we tell him, well, we ask him that I think we'd like to find out, maybe we can find out some way of dealing with them without having to be in a constant slaughterfest back and forth. But it's up to him ultimately what he decides to do. We think Ullman might be able to help.
What about that Luke?
Good call. And if nothing else, they're at the Bristleback Inn.
Yeah, Luke and Eilish.
All right.
Let's rustle up Luke.
All right. I did the last one. I'll keep an eye on the POWs.
Okay. What do you do with these? What do you do with everybody? What does everybody do? Father Bloombad, where do you go? Where do you take these things? You march them into the tavern?
No.
Keep him out in the street,
Mm-hmm. Under the eye of the wall guards, I think.
Okay.
And I'll stay there with them too.
So you take them to the wall, right? And there's maybe like a covering where the guards are, and you stay with them like most people do. And then somebody goes and tries to find Luke. Is that the idea?
I think that's Caden, Magnus, and Heretic. We're handling that one.
You have to find Luke at his outbuilding. That is one of the kind of outbuildings you can rent. Where, for example, Dalton stayed in the beginning of the game had been your all's home. And so you knock on it and you tell him, and he's excited and he says, "Oh, unbelievable! You've brought live beings from the underworld that I can see."
Yes, and there's also I have another in the basement of the lodge. Keep him in a cage. May come in handy one day.
This is incredible.
Yes, but for now we need you to address these giant oafs over here.
I wonder why Ailish didn't tell me about that. He dodders out into the rain.
Zuvnu is not pleasant company.
Oh, he takes 2 heavy cloaks of wool and then an oiled overcloak, and you all do that. And you splash your way down to the second gate. Where there's the guards, and he looks, and then he has to take out a book and he has to enunciate it. He has to go. I have to no. Okay. Hold on. He probably has to sort through stuff anyway. Let's see. That's not helpful. Okay. He just says, like in a kind of terse, truncated, like, like he has to kind of like go bit by bit. And then this monstrous being, this hulking one that he's speaking to, they go back and forth. And he says to Father Bloombad, they want a treaty. They've turned on their leader. He says that their leader has betrayed them, and so now they are betraying him, and they feel they've made a mistake because now they're in the clutches of the enemy, and they expect that they will not survive. They ask if they should not survive, that they at least die in battle.
That ship sailed.
I think we could let them go.
Let's do a treaty.
we can make
The treaty sounds good.
The treaty is...
Oh,
I think we can come to some kind of something.
We should get Odo.
Agreed. This is not just about us. I forget sometimes that I'm not the only person in this story.
yeah, okay. The landlord, the lord of this place, Odo. He comes out as well. He has to carry, several heavy cloaks. Comes down. He says, I hope that you'll not be wasting my time. I'm busier than ever. Why would you bring? And whoever goes to get him, he is not happy. Actually, who did go get him? Who went? Because now this is like 2 trips. Who went to go get Odo?
I'll go.
Okay, Father Bloombad. He says, why would you bring these things into Zelkor's Ferry? You do this all the time, Father Bloombad. You fight these monsters. Why would you bring them in here?
These Woodens wish to start a treaty.
A treaty with the monsters.
Yes.
I've
They
lived
turned
here.
on their leader. Could be good. They could tell us where to find the best, and we can stamp them out.
Father,
Form a treaty with these ones, and
you'll find there's nothing but blackness in the hearts of those things. It's true.
did not attack. They came upon our camp in the middle of the night and did not attack us.
It's a deception, but he goes with you and goes to them, listens to. What do you all propose to these creatures via Luke?
I'm thinking that they could take us to their leader, to the leader that betrayed them, and then we could attack him and then form a peace treaty with them.
That sounds reasonable. How far away?
Yeah. So Luke relays that in this strange, harsh, guttural tone, and they say some things back to Luke, and then some of them kind of hoot together and thump their chests. And Luke, after a while, he says, "Actually, they say that that's what they wanted to do. That's what they came to propose. In fact, they left. They said that their leader was using some other sort of creature, some other sort of people, and had built an army of them. And many of them had marched here, and eventually they began to take over their lair, and so they heard that there were powerful warriors here, and so they marched here to entreat with such warriors to join them in battle."
Is this what's that ogre's name? Kelvor?
I think it was Warlock.
Borlak.
Warlock, that was it.
If you ask for their leader's name, they say it is Dayrog.
Some other Some
Maybe
other guy.
he killed Vorlak. Vorlak.
Ask if they have any truck with these little dog lizard peoples. I say the name in Serpentine of the kobold race or whatever.
There's a lot of confusion for a while. Eventually, when you kind of express these like dog, lizard, small creature people, they laugh. They say they're these laughable vermin that inhabit layers and the underworld. They're only used for amusement. Sometimes
true
they
enough.
can do small tasks.
That sounds like them.
Yeah, true enough. Are these the same creatures, Ross, that we saw bag a bunch of these kobolds before? Or is this the same type of big mutant creature? Or is this totally different? And is this the kind that we ran into near Anne's before?
You have never seen things like this before.
Okay.
So you've seen these big, huge hulking things that look like they've got like, you know, like swamp man, like moss and earth coming off of them and vines that are probably 7-8 feet tall. You've seen ones that look like humans but with altered features, like kind
Oh, I
of.
thought these were like those.
No, these are like lumpy, mutated pig gorilla men. Like they're
okay,
the
I know
one
what that
has a snout and one tusk, and otherwise the face is lumpy and messed up, and they're all like, you know, the ones that you fought that have like, they look organized and they have like armor and weapons, they did look not human, but they did look the same.
Right.
They sort of look like that guy from
I have the image in my head, very clear.
yeah. They look like that guy that is like the head of Hydra from Captain America, like
Yeah, well,
you know, not entirely human, but like, and like the skin pigment's wrong and everything. But these are not like those things that you've killed and fought.
how far away is their leader?
They tell you that it's probably several weeks' march by foot
Oh.
to the east into the mountains of the Dungeon of Graves.
Wait. Several weeks march east to the Dungeon of Graves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Dungeon of
To-
Graves is only like
the
a few
coast.
days south.
Nah. That's what we think is the Dungeon of Graves.
I mean, yeah, I know that, but Dalton is pretending not to. Dalton doesn't know that.
Yeah,
So they're
maybe
saying like
another
there's a
entrance.
location that far. Huh?
It's big.
It must be.
Well, what say we all?
This is
I
an
don't
awkward.
think we're going in this weather.
No.
No,
This is
but
an awkward situation. How we don't have a place to keep them right now. But I'm not going to. It's a bit late to just. We've heard them speak too much. I can't kill them now.
Are there?
What'd you say?
Yes.
How many are there?
There are 14 of them.
14.
No, I'm sorry. 12 of them.
Okay. We'll buy them 36 days rations.
And we'll set up. I'll buy some tents and we'll set up like outside the walls, I guess.
A
How do we keep
Near
them penned?
Now?
mutant tent city.
Yeah, I mean, how do we
I
keep
don't
them?
think the townsfolk
penned?
are gonna like that.
Yeah,
They're
Odo
probably
is
not.
like, absolutely not. Absolutely
well, not
not.
then.
He's furious.
Okay.
Maybe we could send them west. Get
We
to the
can't.
forest.
We can only parole them and say upon pain of death. I mean, that's basically
Yeah.
it.
That's what
I
we
mean,
have to
we
do for now, I
can't-
think.
We can't if we can't pen them until whoever I am sorry, I'm getting phone calls from Florida. There's some issues going
No,
on.
it's fine.
But if we can't, you know, until somebody can decide what they're going to do with them, what are you going to do? They have free mobility. They're not going to live here.
Right?
me see the map.
Tell
again.
them to go find a spot in the woods in the hill to the south and...
Wait, can you pull up the overland map again? What we know of it?
Well, you wouldn't actually know of it, and only what you have mapped.
Okay. But there's
Yeah.
there's a big forest just to the south, right?
Yeah, that's where the tree with the wards, right?
No, sorry. There's a very
okay.
small forest on a hill just to the south, a sort of oblong
Yeah.
shape. If they keep to the south end of that forest, then they'll probably be fine, as long as they don't accost any of the woodsmen. Does that sound sensible at all to anyone else?
I'm gonna roll my reaction die to that. Is that what?
Something buying them food.
You did give them food. I will modify it. Yeah, they're pretty happy with that. I'll modify it quite a bit actually because you gave them food and or offering to let them go. Is that the plan? And then tell them basically like, meet us. Wait, first of all, what else? Like, are you going to join them in a march against their former master, or are you telling them just like go live somewhere else, or?
I don't think we can do that. That's way too far out of our way, and I don't know if we could even survive the trip. I'm impressed they
We
did.
don't have any kind of settlements or anything out there to go to, or anything.
We either have to let them live nearby. I mean, well, if we say that if we're giving this deal and we don't mean to be false about it, then we have to act on it at some point, or they will become a menace. Even if they don't harass anybody, people will see them in the woods. People will begin to panic. They'll think that we've turned on them.
Yeah.
The language barrier will be a tremendous problem, and I don't know if these guys would or can learn the language of men.
We could take them to the mouth of doom and put them in that one big secret room that the bandits were sleeping in.
That's true.
In the
We could
mess
still-
of-
but then some other adventurers would massacre them.
Yeah, but then it's out of our, then it's not our problem.
That's true. Wow. All right, I'll be right back. I gotta refill my drink. I'm sorry that I'm sorry to have once again complicated our lives.
We're gonna tell them that we have a place
we're
for
just
them. We'll
gonna
give
go
them
to
their
the
weapons
dungeon.
back. Accompany
They,
us to it, and we'll house them there.
When this is transmitted, they seem deeply offended, and one of them roars. After a moment, when things kind of calm down, Luke he relays that he says they claim that that they did not come here to entreat with cowards who hide behind some village wall like as if sheep in a pen, and they will find their own way in life away from this place if you do not have what they call the, I don't want to say that,
Yeah, male parts.
the blood, the hot blood necessary to do what needs to be done. They said they'll leave the forest and leave this place entirely.
That sounds fine to me.
Like all Starfleet, you talk and you talk. But you have no grandma.
Yeah.
Well, we've been toying with making one long expedition, and now it seems we have two to make.
I mean, do we want to go?
It sounds as though we'll find another point in the mystery of this dungeon, which I, for one, am very curious about. Not sure I had a week's journey overland as part of it, but Light knows I've made more than one such journey up until now.
It'll give you a chance to improve on your language skills with them. Talk with
This
them
is
every day.
also true.
I'll do my best to lead us in safety if we do
Do we
decide
want
to
to bring
take you back.
Zuvnu with us?
I think we should
No.
save him because we need him for the
Yeah.
other thing.
Okay.
Zuvnu's for a
A
different...
different expedition.
Yeah.
As funny as that would be,
Maybe we can even secure a fort or something on the way.
conceivably, we'd
Yeah,
have soldiers. That's
What
new.
about the mercenaries? I mean,
I think
How many
if
of them
we've
were
got,
there? Yeah, when they left, how many of them were
well, I
there?
guess we got these guys.
If I recall, you all have a large number of adventuring mercenaries now. You have, I think you have something like 13. I didn't
I
keep
have a
track.
ton of gold.
I think it's more than, I thought you said it was 18 that were willing to be trained. But maybe that's not even the ones you're talking about.
That's an in progress thing.
That's in progress still. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I mean, so we'd have a force of over 30 people if we.
What on
marched east.
earth happened to Discord? Is this everywhere now? No, just on my wife's
What?
for some reason. Something's weird on Discord on my end. Let me get rid of this. I'm just looking.
F5.
I think you have. Yeah, I think you have something like 13 adventuring mercenaries that you can. But you know, it would be. I don't know how many hundreds of gold to do that for 3 weeks, assuming they all survive.
I mean, I've gotten like 1,700 gold.
All right, well, you can afford it.
Last week we got, what, 900 each?
It's true. We had a lot of money to throw around.
Yeah, like,
This might actually be an issue.
I think.
I have 18. I have
This might be
1,800
doable.
gold. Let's do it.
Let me make sure I'm not crazy here about, because I'm pretty sure, because that's going to be important. I don't usually like stopping to look at this, but I think this is too important. You got 3 horsemen, 4 halberdiers. That makes for 7 plus 2 is 9, and then you got more, but it's not. Jay's behind here. Let me see. I think you also got a number of more. What is it? 3 horses, 4 halberdiers. Okay, that may actually be it. Yeah. So it's 7 plus the original 2, which is 9. So you have 9 mercenaries that you can.
what? We have Gelver, I think. I thought it was more than that.
I mean, you also have hirelings that you can. Gilver is. You have more mercenaries, but they're not under a contract to adventure. They're house guards.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then you
Gilbert
have,
runs a low risk lifestyle as
you have-
possible.
You have hirelings, but I want to note this because this is really significant that the other group faced. Hirelings expect at least half pay, and on half pay, if it's dangerous enough, they'll walk as soon as they get home. I mean, you know, imagine striking it rich but barely getting out with your life. You're going to walk away.
Yeah.
So, the more hirelings you take, the less treasure you're going to take home.
Here's hirelings.
We lost hirelings left and right when we headed down to Ann's Fort. So
I don't have any.
I don't think it's a big deal.
That's
No.
actually what happened. Really, is you all got rich because like everybody died except for like 2 mercenaries. And like,
I wonder if Ann's Woodfort is any closer to the to their base. I wonder if we should set out from Ann's Woodfort.
Thought you guys made a treaty with that wolf woman. We're not allowed to pass through her lands anymore.
Well, we can go east over the.
I sort of
Oh,
changed
what's
my
the
mind
range?
on that. I thought about it, and it sort of
Oh,
happened.
okay.
It sort of happened in in telling Heretic. It happened in the world that like, all right, they made this treaty and everything, and like it made sense to me because where you all went, you encountered that woman and the wolves and all that stuff, right? And then you made this treaty, like, all right, we won't go through there. So, but then it seemed like a major gameplay achievement was just lost. So, I have an idea of how it would have to work. You would basically need to take longer. That's my thought. But if you're going to Ann's Woodfort, I'll just say that because I have that rule about sanctuaries. You can start a session there if you want.
Yeah. So if we fast travel to her Woodford, would we be able to then? Would we be closer to where they want us to go?
They don't know where that is. They've never heard of that place.
Well,
We
what
can-
direction was it? Like
yeah.
east or?
But they said it was almost directly east of here.
Yeah, that sounds closer.
if it
you're
would be
muted at the. Oh wait, no, he's on the phone. Right, sorry.
if it would be closer to the place that Zubna wanted to take us, it would also, I would think, be closer to wherever these guys came from.
Dubnu's west, isn't it?
No.
They might not know how to get there though from there.
Do we want to start a crusade and stamp out these guys' boss?
Well, why don't we put a pin in that? Because you only
I
have
really
a
wanna go
couple
to the
options,
dungeon,
right?
but-
So I think the decision that needs to be made, because you can still make it to the dungeon tonight, the decision that has to be made is, do you want to kill them? Because the other two options are tell them to get out of here and they'll gladly oblige and just leave, and they'll leave the whole country, this whole area. Or, and that we can work out later, right? Like either that, or you can tell them to go camp out somewhere and you'll meet them to march in glorious battle against
Let's do that.
I wonder if we can delay it by a week or something.
Worth trying for a week.
Well, convince them that we need to
next
get,
session.
set up supplies and stuff for the journey
Oh,
and do it next week.
yeah, no, I mean,
done.
that's what I'm saying. I'm sorry. To be clear,
Okay.
you can go to the dungeon right now, and then at the end of the session, we'll decide what we're doing next week.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so time
Sorry, Father
passes.
Bluebed, is that
That's fine.
Yeah. Let's see here. Nice. Okay. Mercifully, so you stay here a whole day and then another day because you did a force march. And
I'm back though. I haven't heard anything because
the rains abate. However, mists have rolled in and lay heavy along the ground, mist and fog. And the ground is wet and soggy, which will slow travel and make it harder to do different things.
we decided to prepare for the journey, and next week we will set out.
We'll go to the dungeon now, and then we'll talk about it
Yeah.
at the end of the session. All right.
No,
what
it's
do
just updating Dan.
Oh yeah, totally. Okay. Father Bloombad, what do you do?
I guess we take the road again.
Very well. I have to actually do some checks now. Okay. Visibility still poor. Okay. All right. So you start traveling. You make it to about right here. It's slow going in the muck. Your horses have to pull their hooves up out of the sucking mud as you go. But so darkness comes a little early, and then you hear something somewhere up above you in the clouds. You hear a noise. It's a shatteringly loud noise, and it happens just right up above you, and you feel something. You feel like everything, like kind of be blown by something, and even the mist swirls as something passes overhead, and then you can't see it.
Do we hear the flapping of leathery wings or anything like that?
okay, Mr. Dragonlance.
It's that thing again.
You hear something, yeah, but you can't see it because of the overcast and the obscuration.
Oh boy.
And then it's gone, right?
And then it's gone.
Okay. I guess we continue on, right?
Plus, is it nighttime?
It is nighttime.
Oh, okay. So we
Yeah,
have
sorry.
to camp.
Oh, I feel like we should still continue on a little bit because
Oh, okay.
I mean, some flying beast just flew over us. We should at least relocate.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to stay there. Yeah.
We'll displace a half mile or so.
In the dark, let's see, Dalton, roll a d6, please.
Second, I've got this queued up.
I'm going to pan the camera here.
All right, Dalton lives another day.
Oh my.
All right. You see a campfire in the distance, and you hear voices, clearly human voices, around a campfire. It seems that other people had to hunker down in the weather days ago, and had been waiting for it to pass, and are starting to make their journey home.
Can we go say hi?
Might as well share a fire.
All right, you come. There's someone who's singing a song, and you come up on the camp, and you see another. How many? 8. Some adolescents, different men. Clearly, also workers. They seem at first glad. Because the weather has cleared, and secondly, even more glad to see you, and they cheer in the night, and this creates noise.
Oh, lovely.
But they cheer, and they say, one of them comes up, a man. He's got cropped blonde hair, falls either side of a fairly handsome face, and comes up to you all, and he's like, the Hounds of the Pine, the heroes of Zelkor's Ferry, and everybody cheers around the campfire. The light has delivered us. We thought we were goners in that weather, and the weather is cleared, and now the Hounds of the Pine are here to save us, no doubt.
Save you from what?
You weren't sent here to get us?
No, we're just traveling.
It's simply good fortune that we've come across you.
Then it's the
The light-
light's
the light,
appointment that
clearly,
you're here.
yes.
Yes.
Magnus rolls his eyes as loudly as possible.
We will share your fire for the night if you have no qualms.
Oh, yes, absolutely, Father. Please come, warm yourself. And they do.
Make you a believer one day, Magnus.
they have built fires, and you're able, and you lose your -2. Actually, you wouldn't have had a -2 just from the mud. But you lose the negative effects of mud, anything that would have happened related to that, except if something happens in the nearby area. And I think, what do? Do you join the revelry, or do you just try to get some sleep? What does everyone do? Everyone sleeps.
Holy sleep. I'm not going to rebel out.
Yeah.
I'm not going to rebel about myself. That's kind of too self-referential.
Yeah.
Very true.
The Jagged Blade does.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
They do them.
they do that at home. We're still in the field.
All right, so you sleep, and the sun rises the next day, and the temperature increases, and it begins to burn off the mist in the morning, and no encounters occur. What do you do, Father Bloombad?
Well, we're going to go up to that Mount of Doom.
All right.
What are they going to do?
Well,
Odd.
they join the road, and they start headed home. Actually,
Okay.
right here.
I was worried they were going to want to escort.
Tell them about those creatures camped outside. Just in case.
They're camped in the woods. So.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Not on the way to town. Okay.
Yeah, I hope they were given instructions expressly not to eat villagers, that they
Yeah.
shouldn't.
Dalton, roll a d6, please.
Yeah, there you go.
I
You
need to
scared
threaten
it.
him more often.
You scared it.
Dalton, you see, you spot something spying you. Humanoid figures, something moving among the rocks, clearly spying on you all off in the distance, about 170 yards this way.
Right.
I pointed out to Alaric, who I am convinced is a good archer, in spite of all the evidence.
Yeah, in spite of all the evidence.
Can you see those guys? I mean, I assume I'm going to try to get Alaric to see them without them seeing that we see them.
And actually, I need to roll, and then something else will happen. You notice, Dalton, it's clear to you, you see a little, some things move among the rocks, and you're able, because you're a ranger, you're able to infer that this scouting attempt is over, and they are fleeing.
You want to chase them down?
Yeah,
Ride
yeah.
them
If we
down.
don't, they're going to be waiting for us when we come out of the dungeon.
All right?
That's my gut.
You lead them galloping off in that direction. I'm going to give them a chance. I'm going to roll basically a save. I'm going to give them a chance to hide among the mud and rocks to hide from you. They fail. And so
Sounds familiar.
you find a group of these things. They look like this. Not quite human.
Those things.
What do you do?
Mom, you
Are
done?
these ones we kill.
Yeah, sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt.
How,
This-
how many are there?
There's 4 of them.
Oh,
If you want to engage my mercy gland, you have to be cute, or at least not overtly fascist. And I'm afraid these guys fail both counts.
You, we're not going to go into combat because there are, and I assume you brought your mercenaries. There's something like you outnumber them something close to 3 to 1, and you're on horseback. So you cut them down and kill them. They die in the mud.
search them
Back
for
to the
clues.
mud.
They
Obviously.
didn't have a chance of like running. What'd you say?
Search them for clues. Obviously.
Okay.
We might have maps.
Might have coin, unlike any of these other ungrateful layabouts we've come across.
Oh, Magnus, you are a delight. I'm ever so pleased to have made your acquaintance.
Well, you know what they say. I say, looking pointedly at Monacan, good help is expensive.
This is true.
And also hard to find, as we're finding out, because the person who's taking care of my mom and stuff is flying off tomorrow at no warning because of an illness in the family, and now we're scrambling for
Oh, I'm
backups.
sorry.
That's what these phone calls have been.
Well, if you
Understood.
do what you need to do, certainly.
Hey,
Oops, again, lost the voice.
we're
Okay.
making
And then-
supportive noises. Good luck. Okay,
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Do
if
what you
you-
need to do.
Yeah.
So,
Um,
well, we won't be able to do nothing until tomorrow. Hopefully, one of them will be. She thinks she has somebody who might be coming in, but see.
I'm sorry. I need to search again to see. No. It should be here. Well, anyways, I don't know, but you won't find very much on them. That's the. I can get the specifics later, but it won't be very much money if there's any money. You won't find any maps. They do have useful weapons and equipment, like usable. They both have spears.
nice. Ooh, a
Okay.
spear, actually. That sounds really good.
Yep. Let's definitely take those with us.
I'm gonna ask Monacan to pick up one of those as well.
All right. I assume you're still trying to get to the dungeon.
Yes.
Like to.
So you do that, and you make it. It almost takes 2 days in the mud to get there, but you make it. You set up your usual thing outside, with the mercenaries, and you enter Now, if somebody can describe to me how to get to the statue room, you will start there with no encounters.
I think I can. Oh, the statue room.
It's
Not the
only
damn
room-
hallway?
It's the only room left on the first level.
Yeah, we start with the statue room, then we go to the damp level.
Okay.
Yeah, we thought we found maybe a teleporter.
Oh yeah, that area. I can give this one. From the main entrance, we're going to turn left so that we are facing to the east. We will be facing the southmost door on the east wall of the room with 6 doors. From there, we can advance east to a crossway, to a four-way intersection. East again to another intersection. North from there, we should reach a T intersection where the north route of the T intersection is blocked by a secret door. Advance east cautiously, probing with the spear as we go to make sure that we don't fall into the pit trap. Follow a winding corridor south, and when it tilts north again, it should be the first door to our north.
Okay, yeah. You pass where the wall had crumbled, and your lantern light catches a beam from where you can see the ceiling having collapsed in to your left as you pass it by. And there's a Y intersection as it loops around to the right. And then you see the room, gleaming statues, an altar on the far end. Each of the statues holding objects of gambling. I'll make sure there's no other important details here, but let's see. 11 alcoves, 10 of which with statues. They appear to be idols or religious statues of forgotten gods. Different in style and appearance. All of them holding dice, cards, different gambling imagery. One of the alcoves, the one on the north wall, instead has not a statue, and it's across from the entrance, but instead an altar with a bowl-shaped indentation in its top. Each of the 3 alcoves in the room's northern wall has a each of the 3 alcoves in the room's northern wall has indented impression of a hand pressed into the back wall of the alcove. What do you do?
And the hand is the same as the teleporting ones we've seen in the past?
Yes.
I've not seen them, but I guess.
Did the gambling implements have numbers on them?
Did what gambling have number on?
The gambling implements and
Implements.
their hands?
Yeah, no, I didn't.
As in, are you looking for like a sign of a hidden combination or code?
Yeah, like maybe if they have different numbers on them or something.
I'm taking a look, making sure.
And is there any? I'll put this question on the queue. Is there any blood or like dark stuff around that bowl? Anything that looks like might have been anything to give us a clue what might have been put in there, like like ghastly stuff, or is it burned like they burned incense there, or did they have blood stains, knife marks?
Wines, maybe.
Okay. So, yes, to your question, Caden. First of all, the dice are 6-sided. You find that those holding the cards have 6 cards.
How pedestrian.
With different images. And those having coins have 6 coins, or tokens, all with different images. And as for the bowl, let's see.
Yeah, I thought maybe there was somewhere we could put in a combination or something. But we'll see.
If I wasn't a man of the light, I'd put 6 coins in that bowl.
Magnus will take that upon himself.
There are scratches in the bowl, and a handful of old copper pennies.
Oh.
How
Why
many?
would there be pennies and scratches? I would have thought the scratches is like cutting people up in it.
No, it just looks worn on the inside, like just a braid.
Oh, scratches. Oh, okay. I thought because I asked about knife marks. Sorry. So
Yeah, no.
I get it. I had my fixation on like cutting organs and stuff.
Are the coins divisible by 6?
They are. There are 6 coins.
I'm gonna
Copper. We should either put silver or gold in.
I'm gonna put 6 silver in.
I apologize. I don't carry cash.
I've got only the standard 10 gold that I always carry because I haven't updated it when I became wealthier.
You put 6 silver coins in, nothing happens.
I'll try 6 gold coins.
You put more stuff in, nothing seems to happen.
Maybe the hand thing on the wall?
I do have a hand. That I can contribute.
I have 2.
There's one hand thing on the wall. So there's
3.
one hand thing or 2
There's
hands?
3.
Okay.
There are 3
I've only got
hands.
2 hands, not 3.
Well, I'll do one.
Okay.
I'll do
which,
one.
Which alcove?
Might not want to all do one at the same. Because the last time we put our hand to it, the person who put the hand to it teleported.
Okay, so wait a second. Let's not teleport our. Well, actually, no. Why don't we if we're teleporting, let's teleport a cleric and somebody else, because that way we have a cleric with both groups.
Okay.
But we don't want to do all 3 hands at the same time, unless nothing happens when we just try one.
Okay.
Right.
It could
Well,
take
I
us 3
assume
different
if
locations.
there's 3 hands, there's a purpose for those 3. But
Right.
go ahead.
Caden,
Could be 3 locations.
Which
Oh,
one do you
yeah.
pick, Caden?
The last one.
This one right here. Okay. You put your hand against it. All of a sudden, a rune projects from the hand, and it cycles. It goes.
Wheel of
It
Fortune.
cycles through images.
Wheel of Fortune.
And you get an image of a demon's face, and it stays illuminated after you press the hand.
Okay. What about the coins?
Oh,
Anything happen?
this is slots.
Anything happen with the coins?
Nope. not
Slots?
I think so.
Oh, I got somebody to kick when I visit them.
Right, so maybe we do got to do 3 people at the same time. I'll take.
I'll do the middle one.
Well,
Okay.
it says
I'll take the
lit,
others.
so we probably don't have to do it at the same time.
Father Blue. Okay. So, Dalton, you press your hand against the one here, and you said you did. I'm sorry, Dalton. You did the right one, right? And then Father middle one, and Father Bloomhead does the right one. Okay.
I'm like,
And
what?
you, Dalton, you press your hand against the middle one, and these images cycle. And then finally, you think you get a glimpse for just a second of a pentagram, and then the image cycles and stops, and it has the crescent shape of a moon. Father Bloombad, you put your hand against one, and a rune appears in the air, and these runes stay in the air, and then cycles images cycle, and then it shows a sword. Let's see here. Give me a second.
This is cool.
Interesting.
This might be bad.
Nothing happens.
Ah,
The coins are the same amount of coins are still in the thing.
Yep.
I'll toss another 6 gold in. You guys want to try it again?
If you wish.
And now all these coins are in there. Just to be clear, so
The
they
symbols.
haven't disappeared or anything like that.
the symbols
Yeah,
are
but
still there?
After all the symbols appear like that, then after a while they disappear.
Ah,
We want to go again?
What does the light have to say about the advisability of gambling?
Yeah, what about that?
We don't know that it is gambling.
yeah, we
Sure.
don't really know what's happening right now.
Smells like
We're trying to unlock some secret, you know. If we pop 777s,
Let's go one more time.
Okay, I can do one more time.
Okay.
I'll take the same one.
All right. So you all do the same ones, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. These images cycle, and let's see.
This could be bad, though. Like
Remember, one of these things, images, was a demon, right?
So these are the images that come up. On the left one, there's a circle. The center one is a skull, and the right one is the crescent moon, and nothing happens.
Death.
I mean, I'm willing to push my luck one more time.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, hasn't cost us anything yet.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Aside from our time and our
Well, someone's the
dignity.
demon.
I'm gonna watch the door with bow drawn a
Okay.
little bit, just in case something comes at us from behind while we're very distracted.
I think
Well, I'm glad. Thank you.
if nothing happens this time, then probably go to the damper room or.
All right. Nothing.
Probably
Nothing.
does.
Nothing seems to happen. But I'll tell you what you see this time is another demon face on the left, and you see a pentagram and a pentagram.
Ah.
Well, it probably requires some kind of matching or 1, 2, 3. Oh, we don't
Yeah.
have numbers. Never mind. So it probably requires matching. So this is a random look thing. So if you want to know if this does something, I would keep at it till you got 3 of the same and see what happens.
Do you want? Can we do that?
Kind of. I'm okay with it.
Does anyone else want to try?
Yeah, I'll let somebody else take the left one.
I will take the left one this time, and Monacan will take the right.
I got to give that face twice, so.
This time,
Toss another 6 gold in just in case.
Who's
All right.
taking the center?
there's a demon face, and then a moon, and nothing happens.
One more again.
Okay.
We're gonna spend all that.
Exactly, just like in the army. Good.
Yep. So, demon face, circle, sword, and nothing seems to happen. Now I need to keep track here. So, let's see here. It was Father Bloombad twice. Dalton once. Okay. Magnus twice. Whoever
Yes.
touched it last.
I did twice.
And
Okay,
Monacan has gone twice as well.
And Monacan. Well, I haven't rolled those yet. Then I'll
Or
try.
did I do 3 times?
This will be the last. It's whoever goes last is what I'm saying. So okay, Monacan then. Let's see. I'll just
Oh,
kind of I'll speed it up here a little bit. Okay. So all right. So and then Caden. Yeah, I don't think you went last anytime, did you?
See, you should have sent me an email. I would have written you something to roll these for you and show pretty images.
All right. Let's see. This is what I have so far. Father Bloombad went last twice. Dalton went last once. Magnus twice. Monacan twice.
I'll go last.
All right. How many times do you want to try?
Me specifically, or
Yeah, you to go last.
you?
2 times. Okay.
I guess the same person could go all 3 times, but
All right. So you went twice. All right. So far these images are coming up. They're not matching.
Okay.
And at this point, I'm just gonna check. And 30 minutes of dungeon time has passed as you're trying to kind of figure out what this does.
I do not
Now
like the
I'm-
odds on this mechanism.
Yeah, but now I'm curious as to see what happens. Now, after all this time spent, now I'm actually... not that I'm putting my hand on anything, I'm just
can I
curious.
push all 3?
Yeah. Yeah,
I wanna
you can
try
do that.
that.
Okay, you go, and they cycle and images show up.
Cut out again.
Let's see here. and nothing
Well, maybe
happens.
it depends on the person. Okay.
And that's your third time. Okay. All right.
I think we've mucked around with this thing enough. Whatever rites are undergone here.
All right. I'm curious enough to try one time here.
Okay. Now I want
Uh,
to see what happens to him.
'Cause-
And you notice that, like, oh, no. You'll notice that, like, you know, I mean, out of character, the slot machine is not, they're not lining up, like, you know, so
Yeah.
far. So,
I don't think the first ones have any of the sword or crescent moon at all.
Well, it may not be that they have to be three the same, but that's my guess.
Right.
It's three the same.
all right. So, Alaric, you try it once. Okay. So far, none of them have lined up as you guys have done this.
Okay.
But-
have we seen any other symbols that we haven't seen before? Just so.
That's a good question. So
So far, I know about a circle, a pentagram, and a skull or something, or a demon.
And a sword and a demon face.
You all have seen all the symbols: a skull,
Okay.
a sword, a circle, a pentagram, a crescent
6
moon, and a
symbols.
demon
Okay.
face.
Okay.
Is that 6?
Those are 6 different symbols
Yeah,
that
okay.
you've seen. But yeah,
Oh man, I want to now know what happens when they match.
I do too.
can
but I
try it
don't.
again.
But
All right.
like, you don't have to, like, because
No,
I don't want to.
Can we just crank it until it does something?
So I would
Yeah, can we
to
do
be
that?
to be clear, like, if you just say, all right,
why don't we
just
round robin it?
do a bunch of them, then you can
Yeah,
do that.
Yeah.
Why don't we
Don't-
round robin it till we get some match?
Or everybody wants to. You want to do that, Father Bloombad? You're the caller. You don't have to do
Yes,
that.
let's
Okay,
do it.
I'm not.
Well, yeah, and I said, why
Okay.
don't we? Meaning,
Okay.
people say whether they
Okay.
do want to.
So I'm just
I'm
gonna go
willing to
down the
volunteer
list
for
I
round
have.
robin duty.
I'm just gonna go down the list I have, and I'm like you
Because
said.
now I'm
round
just
robin.
freaking curious. I was letting you guys do it, but nothing happened.
Okay, so there's 3, 2, 3, and then I'm gonna keep going. The dogs can't.
Let us
do
know
it.
if an hour passes so we can decide if we're continuing.
Yeah.
Nothing. let's
Charge
see.
for access to this thing.
4,
And this
Yeah.
is why children don't go to Vegas.
It hasn't even been charging us per roll.
No,
It's
but I'm
wild.
saying that's why you
I
don't go to
know, I
Vegas
know.
because of these odds.
That's true.
All right.
Yeah, we
let's-
don't have to pay to use it, so
No, we don't apparently.
maybe I don't know. I was gonna say maybe that has something to do with it, or
6, 4,
Maybe
2,
the-
4, 4,
The 5 coins was a payout that somebody died
2, 5, 5.
yeah,
and
that's
they
true.
reflected. Maybe you don't put anything there, but that's where it appears.
1,
Big
2,
hole in the
3,
ceiling
3,
going.
It's their hole in the ceiling, don't
2,
they?
3. Okay, and then I think it goes back to here. 5. Right, and then something interesting happens after you all try this for a while. You all have not been lucky, or perhaps you have been. Who knows? But the last time you try, this time, so you've tried it, Caden, 5 times. On the 5th time, you try to activate the rune and it doesn't respond to you. And then the next time you go around, you said round robin. Oh, there's no, never mind. Nope. Okay. The next time, I have Father Bloombad. You've tried it, and Magnus have tried it 5 times. It doesn't respond to you. And
All right, so 5's the number. Then at least we know when we can end this. Go ahead. This is a bounded situation now. I feel better.
Could be 5 times a day or something.
Whatever, but still 5 times now anyway.
okay.
Did I lose sound? I think I did. I'm still not hearing anything.
Well, it comes down to Alaric. You have 2 more chances.
Back.
You got 2 chances, Albert.
And
Was there an update?
you try it. and nothing happens. And the runes stop responding to you all, and an hour of dungeon time has passed.
We've all gone through it?
That include Monacan?
Yep. It includes Monacan.
All right, well,
the
gather up your coins, fellas.
yeah.
I think I'll leave them.
Dalton is going to write a scathing review of this place on the chalk.
All right.
0 out of 5 stars.
About 15 minutes to explore. If somebody can tell me how to get to the
Wet place.
I'll
wet halls.
I'll take a crack at this one.
Okay. Let's see.
South out of this room. And then we turn right, hit the secret door, turn left. Turn right again, going westward. Turn right again, going north. Right again, east for a block, and then north for a long stretch till we hit the edge, the end of that hallway. Turn right, hit the corner 6 squares later, turn left, go north 7 squares to the end of that hall, jog left and up, and left again. Be careful around the pit trap in the hallway there. Left at the end of the hall at the T intersection to go south. And then there's a 4-way intersection where we turn left one more time through the doorway into the room with the pools. And the pool to the north is the one with the illusion that has a ladder behind it.
The pool to the north?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you, if you do what you did before, seems like you disappear, but you feel the rungs, and probably, does somebody have light that they can cast?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you do that, or do you try to hand somebody a torch, or how do you do that and go down?
Can you put a lantern on your belt?
You could try to lower it, but that'll work. So yeah, you could just lower a lantern. And let me see.
Can I just put light on my shirt or something?
You can.
If it comes down to it, I can just climb down in pitch darkness and then light a torch when I get there. Because I'm a crazy person.
Of course, light on my shirt might make it easier to shoot me.
Yeah, don't put a light on yourself. You can't do anything but extinguish it. Yeah.
Speaking as a sometimes archer, yeah, it really would.
All right. So you see. You see.
Rex is not with me, by the way.
Okay, just remind me in combat, or
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. You descend down a shaft from the ceiling. Old rusty iron rungs. They're old, fat cobwebs that seem to just disintegrate upon touch. Debris in places a bit. Corridor that goes right and left in front of you, and then a door. The doors here are. It's an iron reinforced door, much like the others that you have seen. What do you do, Father Bloombad?
There's only one door, or there's 2 doors?
There's one door here, and then the corridor turns right and left.
Sorry, my roll 20 is not loading. Oh, there it is. Okay. Well, I will cast Find Traps right now, then.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Yeah, that's cool.
All right, you don't
We got
sense
2
any
of them.
traps.
Yeah, I guess I'll move forward to look down each of the each of the hallways.
Okay, you come up to the hallway. You can see to the right, it continues on to the edge of your lantern light, and just at the edge of your lantern light to the right is another door. As well, to the left, it goes until it abruptly ends, and you can see stone steps leading down somewhere.
Can we listen at this door? Does somebody have the skill?
Am I knocking?
That will take a round. I'll do it on my end. You listen. He listens to the door. He doesn't hear anything.
It's not trapped.
You don't sense any traps.
I'll try and open it.
It's loud. Creaks hanging on the old hinges. The walls have fallen in places here. I'll kind of bring the lantern in the room. Old fat cobwebs cover the corners. The room appears to be completely empty other than this detritus.
I might suggest we dash down the hallways a bit before your spell runs out, my friend.
Yes. Let's go north first, I guess, since there is a door up there. Not north, whatever direction this is.
That is, I believe that's north.
Okay, you come to a door, and you sense some sort of deception on the other side of this door. And in fact, you sense it for a long ways, all along the other side of this door.
All right, we should probably move down then.
Okay.
Alton makes a quick X inside a box on that map, on that door in chalk to indicate that it is dangerous.
So we passed the door?
You draw an X in chalk on the floor, did you say?
I mark the door as trapped in some fashion which is suitable for a ranger, using my chalk.
I'll just put it on the floor there so we can see it, the chalk, and then, all right, let's see, on this door, I think we still have a couple of rounds left. Is it 2 rounds?
It's 2 turns.
2 turns.
Yep.
20 minutes.
20 minutes, okay. Well, I keep getting those backwards. 2 turns, yeah. Okay, so you're coming up to the end of it soon. You do not sense any traps behind this door.
All right, let's move to the next door.
All right.
Where that is down there.
I mark this one with an
To
O,
the next door.
which I will go ahead and draw myself. One moment.
You sense no traps at that door. And let me check here. Let's see.
When it wears off, I'll cast it.
All right. You keep going?
I don't see any traps down this way, right?
No.
So yeah, let's move down to here.
Okay. Come to a corridor, and then it bends to the left, the edge of your lantern light.
And my spell wears off?
No, I think you still have. No one has a movement rate below 9, right?
No.
Okay, I
Yeah,
think
so we'll continue on then, as long as...
Yeah, let's move.
I think you have a little bit left. You could probably go about this far,
Okay.
far enough to make it to. You sense no traps just at the end, just this far. Okay, actually, let me pan the camera. Whoops, sorry. Come on. There we go. Just here, right? Like something here or over here, you wouldn't know, okay? But just like over here in this corner, you don't sense anything. And then there's this door. The door, you sense some kind of deception behind this door. Somewhere inside, I can put a ruler down and show you. It's about that far inside the door.
I think I know where we are.
Good.
And this door, I mean, we can see in this room right here. I don't know if we're supposed to.
Yeah, I forgot. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention this door is open.
Oh!
Let's look inside real quick.
Yeah, let me move kind of, and let me see here.
Yep, this is exactly where I thought we were.
How's
Where
that
are we?
thing?
Okay. You see inside this room, the room goes on beyond the edge of your lantern light. It's a very large room. You see a mechanism that has these like segments with a circular base. There's a.
I think we put something in front of it.
It's on a pillar and stands about 5 feet tall. And there's an eye, a nose, and a mouth carved into the form of a face. And there's a torch jammed in the thing's mouth.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, can we move forward with Monacan and have him get a look at it with consultation from Father Blombad? And then he should get to work on it, right? Or or no?
I think my spell is worn off. I know that it is trapped.
At this point, yes, and
It's
also,
essentially disabled.
an hour and a half of dungeon time has passed.
Okay. Okay, so it's not guarding any treasure or anything like that.
Nope.
I think we've already been there, so that's
So-
where I brought the thief girl back to life.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
south.
Walter, we brought her back to life.
Yeah, it's
You
farther south.
You've got about 5 minutes of real time left.
All right, let's
No rush.
just go down the hallway as quick as possible, unless you know of another thing.
I can go back.
I mean, we might want to go back and kick a door in.
Yeah,
It's not
because
trapped.
we've been here
Yeah.
before. so-
We can go
Okay.
hit that the untrapped door.
Okay, this is the first door that you come to.
Yeah, this one here.
And it is not trapped. Do you open that door? Who opens it? You
I
open
feel,
it.
given that I'm the one who marked it, and I haven't taken on any risk yet, it might as
All
well
right,
be
well,
me.
I'm on the. I guess I'm in the next one because alphabetical is the way I go. So.
All right, Dalton. You open it, and let's drag the lantern around here into it. There is a pit in the room. When you look down in the pit, it ends after about 10 feet. It doesn't look like there's anything at all in the pit. And otherwise, the walls have caved in places. Chunks of the ceiling have come in, the cobwebs. There is nothing else of interest in this room. Looks like an empty room.
All right.
We want
Looks
to
like
go back.
this one is a bust.
Next door.
Next
Yeah,
one.
we go back to the first non-trapped room.
I'll try the next one.
Okay. Alaric, you come up to this door, and you open this door.
Oh,
I'll put the lantern light on it, and
last I saw this was spiders.
water drips from the ceiling of this room. The room
I look up
is...
for green slime.
Hold on just a second. The room is filled with vibrant colored mushrooms and fungi. As soon as you open the door, a horrible, shrill, screaming sound comes out. Is it maybe like this?
Where is it coming?
Oh, this one right here. Like that. And it's coming from inside the room, all around you. Father Bloombed, roll a d6.
The mushrooms are screaming at us.
That is new.
Oh. They literally are.
Okay, I'm gonna attack the screamers. I'm gonna attack the screamers.
Same.
Yeah.
I'm going to declare sleep because I might as well.
Hang on just a minute, please. This will be the last thing before we make it back. Okay. Everybody make a saving throw.
Alrighty.
Please let me know if you do not pass your saving throw. And you can roll for Monaco.
I definitely failed my saving throw.
And also roll for your dogs, please.
I think my dog failed.
Okay.
Both.
Everyone. Okay. Everyone who failed the save take 1 point of damage. And what is the plan, Father Bloombad?
What are we taking damage from? Is it audio? You know, I mean, is it noise damage, or is it we're being under attack by something?
Your noise, yeah, the noise damage.
Well, I succeeded, so I'll just push forward and attack one of them.
Yeah, I will too.
All right. In that case, you can roll a. Let's see here. Make sure.
Okay, so does that mean the spell does not go off, or what?
Spell?
Oh, he can't sleep.
I would like to declare sleep if we're starting a combat round. Or...
We haven't rolled
okay.
initiative yet, right?
Yeah, we haven't started yet.
Oh, okay.
Please just
Okay.
give me what you want to do.
All right, here we go. All right, so you declare that spell. Is anybody else casting? Is that? All right, so you're doing that spell. Is anybody else casting a spell? No? Okay. And then roll a d6.
Oops. Thought you were gonna say something else.
Roll a d6, Father Bloombad. Got a 5, you are able to act first, and if anybody is moving or firing a missile, you can do that now.
Monacan will shoot.
All right. Go for it. Your armor class target is 12. These are 3 hit die monsters. For those that are...
Oh,
Well, he hits one of them for 1 point.
Okay.
Let's say the one on the right.
All right. Okay. Let's see. So, anybody doing a melee combat, you can go ahead and attack. These things.
I
aren't
hit
gonna do
the
anything
bottom
else.
one for 5 damage.
Another 3 from me.
16, does that...
16.
He said AC
hits.
is 12.
Or do you want me to roll again? Because I rolled too early.
Yeah, you can go ahead and re-roll.
19 for 5.
Yeah, 19 for 5, and you're hitting this one. Which one are you hitting? This one right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
that time
all,
I did not hit.
you all killed that one. Okay. Let's see here. And
Spells go off.
yep, and then you can cast your spell.
Does it work on these things?
I know.
Yeah. If you're
Nice.
trying to, I mean, yeah, I think so.
Okay, let me.
Let me look at this. You're casting sleep, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, unless
I
it
mean,
says magic resistance or immune to sleep,
Yeah.
it should.
Okay. 3 go down.
okay, including a 3 hit die.
Well, that's why I rolled 1d6. So 3 to 3
Gotcha.
plus is 1d6.
All right. Well, the last remaining one goes to sleep, and you're able to kill it if you want, or not. I guess Father Bloombad, what do you do with this one that's not been hacked up? Do you kill it?
Let's hack it up.
All right, you hack it up.
Can we kill it without... Never mind.
You can
Wait,
see
no,
Father Bloombad among these mushrooms. You can see 2 skeletons laying on the ground with tattered robes.
Ropes.
Tattered robes. They have pouches with papyrus and paper, vellum falling out of it. Most of it ruined. A lantern laying on its side. Mushrooms coming out of their eyes and mouth in places.
Ugh.
Oh my.
Let's
We need to bring some of these mushrooms back with us.
The
yes.
second mushroom is in full plate armor, which still seems to be in good condition.
Swag.
Yeah, let's get that from one of the mercenaries, huh?
Oh, they're growing out of the skeletons. Okay.
No, the mushrooms we just killed used to be people.
Yeah.
I mean, we should
Or,
search them.
Holding my breath.
or something. We
What
should
Search
be
them for
very.
anything we can use.
We should be very careful.
Yeah, let's
Grant,
wet some.
take
Let's
some time.
wet some rags and put them across our mouths and noses.
We don't want a lot of fungus to get in our lungs.
Yeah.
All right, you do that. You wet some rags and wrap it around your faces. What else do you do?
Search
Well,
the
I gotta
pouches.
search these pouches. You say there's vellum and all sorts of. Magnus is immediately very interested.
Okay. Most of what you find that has fallen out of this purse bag is ruined, and a fungus covers the text itself. But you do find 3 portfolio-like leather covers, which if you peek just to look, you can see inside intact vellum in 3 of them.
Yes.
You also see a quarterstaff, the lantern laying on its side. All of these objects, except for the vellum that's inside of the pouches, is covered in this fungus. When you check the other body, you find that there is a good longsword, still in good condition, in its hand, as well as a full set of good plate mail.
Shoot.
And a belt pouch that has fallen open with piles of gold coins and gems that has poured out of it. They're covered in mushrooms and lichen. The coins are crusted over with clinging fungus growths and strange colored patinas.
All right, let's gather it up. Sounds
Yeah,
good.
I'll pour wine over the plate armor before we take it off to try and kill some of the fungus.
Okay. All right.
We're bringing some mushrooms back with us, right?
We're
Yes.
definitely taking the mushroom for the crazy man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For Ullman.
If he's still there, I don't know when or if he'll be back.
Well,
Yeah.
if not, we'll try to sell it to somebody to cook them.
You
That's
make
true.
you make it back to Zelkor's. You, after being exhausted on your journey, you survive and make it back. Town is operating as normal. When you go to see Ullman, he answers the door with his one big bulging eye, and he's like, "Yes,
Oh, there you are.
yes, of course I am here. What can Ullman do for you, Dalton?"
We found some interesting specimens for you to enjoy.
You're the only one he's ever called by name.
Yes. I actually made note of that. He knows his name.
Yeah.
He looks at it. I assume that you do all kinds of things to try to decontaminate this stuff. Like the plate armor and everything. So
Yeah.
how do you gather this and how do you store it? Like to try to bring it back?
Do I even have a big sack?
I have a big sack. I don't think I can put the plate mail in the big sack, but I can gather the other stuff. I have one large sack.
I have several.
Big sacks?
Of course.
Okay.
I have a small set with the vellum stuff in there.
All right. Okay, so you cover it and then you bring it and reveal it, and he covers it when he sees it, and he's like, "Oh, this is wonderful. I'll give you 300 gold pieces for it."
Wow, 300 each? That's great.
He hands Dalton a bag of 300 gold. And then he shuts
Thanks,
the
man.
door.
Tell me about this. Tell me about this vellum.
Yes. So I assume the next day you're able to identify it. Is that what you do?
Yes, I'll.
Well, first of all, I'm gonna make you wait.
Yes, that's fine, but that's fine.
The pouch has 127 gold pieces, a 130 gold piece gem, 3 gold pieces, 248 silver pieces, and 621 copper pennies that are all scattered. And you pour wine on it and do things and filter it like as if it's gold to try to get all the nasty stuff off of it and not breathe it in. And then the vellum is intact, as I said. It's in like a container. And you taking the time the next day, Magnus, You have a scroll of fly, a scroll of web, and a scroll of invisibility.
Nice.
Oh,
There's 3 separate scrolls or 1 scroll of each?
They are 3 separate scrolls.
Okay.
And
Magnus, congratulations.
I think we'll all benefit from these.
yes.
Agreed.
so, did you learn it? I want to know.
I'm just noting down the scrolls first. I already have a scroll of fly, but that's a 3rd level spell. So
Yeah.
I now have 2 scrolls of fly.
That's good.
Yes. Web is
These are probably outside your level.
second level. No, 2nd level spell.
Okay.
I can try to learn web, which I'm going to try right now.
Good luck, Jim.
I
That's
succeed.
good.
Nice. Okay.
Spider-Man.
Good spell.
And then invisibility.
Oh, very good spell.
I need to have that wizard's spellbook PDF open. It's a nice one. It's also 2nd level.
Yeah, it's 2nd level.
Let's see what happens. I fail.
Oh no! You try to understand it. The scroll
So-
disintegrates.
Oh, it disintegrates.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
think. I think that's it. Once you try
I
to,
thought when you transfer it to your spellbook, it disintegrates. Or if, yeah.
he tried to.
That's what he was
tried
doing,
to-
right?
Yeah, he was trying to understand it.
It's-
And,
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought I always interpreted it as whether I could. Okay,
Yeah.
Oh man,
That's a
good interpretation.
that's a
I actually
referee
will use
call.
that.
That's a referee call right there. But yeah.
No, I think I'll use
It's,
that. That sounds good.
and that's the end of the adventure for tonight.